time for Perspective Next, and our guest today is Kelvin Doe, who once went by the name DJ Focus. The 23-year-old from Freetown, Sierra Leone built his own radio station from scraps at the age of 11, and then went on to become the youngest ever visiting practitioner at MIT. With an array of engineering projects behind him, Kelvin is now living and studying in Canada.
In Sierra Leone, we have not so much electricity. Lights will come once in a week, and the rest of the month are dark. So I made my own battery to power lights in people's houses. Whatever thing I've learned here, I will share it with my friends, colleagues, loved ones, and do it as a team. That is my aim, to promote innovation in Sierra Leone among young people.
We can now go across to Toronto and speak to Kelvin Doe. Kelvin, thank you very much for joining us here on France 24. Firstly, what are you up to in Canada?
I'm currently taking an entrepreneurship program and also, trying to set up an innovation fund. The goal behind that is to support young innovators in Sierra Leone and around the world.
Now,
I've been doing a lot of work lately.
Okay, you've been doing a lot of work. Now, in the past, you have mentioned the need of climate change. You've spoken about this. You said that's something that's affecting the African continent. What are you working on to tackle climate change?
Well, I think firstly what we need to do, we need to inform, people about, the crisis itself. So partly what I'm doing right now, I'm actually developing a program that would not only build a device, but also educating people that, this is something that we all need to address, not only at a political level, but also amongst ourselves as young people. So, part of what we're doing currently with the innovation fund that I'm trying to set up, the goal is to go to schools and educate people about climate change and what we can all do to inform people.
Okay, so you must be aware that there is a movement right now. Every Friday you have children from high schools across the world who are skipping school to protest the need, to shine the spotlight on climate change. They have a very pessimistic view of the future. Do you share that pessimism?
Yes, I do. I think, the more we continue to have the discussions like this, like the Friday, movement, I think the more our leaders would, engage and try to provide solutions. I think it's important for us, young people, to be on the forefront and take the lead because, it's something we've been saying for quite some time now and nothing has been done. And I think, we need to continue to do our best, and making sure that our voices are out. And yeah, I think the movement is actually like a good way to start, but I think we need to move beyond that.
And what about you personally? Because you said you wanted to return home to Sierra Leone at some point. Do you see that happening in the near future?
Yeah, definitely. I think, part of the reason why I'm not in Sierra Leone at the moment is because of the political and social, environment in Sierra Leone. I think the more I'm able to empower myself, the more I can do more, things that would sustain not only Sierra Leone, but the world as a whole. So I'm currently learning as much as I can. I'm also, I'm trying to, as I mentioned, set up, the Kelvin Doe Innovation Fund. And the goal is to actually support young innovators, not just in Sierra Leone, but, around the world.
Okay. And what about life in Canada? Do you like it?
Well, I guess, things are moving, not the way I expected, but I guess, it's all part of the learning process. At some point, I'm definitely, want to go back to Sierra Leone and continue to do the things that I do. But obviously, I'm alive and, trying to make the best out of it.
Now, you said your fund helps support innovators not only in Sierra Leone but around the world. How important is it for you to change the African narrative?
I think it's for me it's very important. It's part of the reason why I decided to build a radio station to connect the community and the government. And I think young people have a role to play in making sure that Africa is a place where people can go and feel like they can actually benefit so much from. And I think for me it's very important that we support young people because the more that we can support young people, I think the more opportunities and solutions they themselves can actually solve within the continent. And part of the reason why I'm trying to build the Innovation Fund is because I think we have so much potential within the continent. And if we can invest in young people, we can actually get them to solve the problem that is facing Africa.
Kelvin, thank you very much for joining us here on France 24. Wish you all the best.